Nobody cares. Let's talk some football. Football.
Okay. And more football questions.
More football questions.
We have a new team in the top 10.
I'm excited because it ain't North Carolina.
No, North Carolina's gone. This team has two top 20 victories. They are 6-1 from the Pac-12. Ladies and gentlemen, at number 10, I give you Oregon State.
They're good, man. Now, they're on upset alert this weekend. It is the rattiest line in America. Oregon State, it is now down to -3 at Arizona. Jed Fish has Arizona playing really well. That is a very dicey spot.
These 7 DBs that he puts out there.
Well, here's the other thing. From an offensive standpoint, Arizona will have the recipe with their elite wide receivers. Oregon State's corners, not the best. So I hope my Beavs stay there because I really like what they do.
But it's a very fluid situation, but right now,
at least they played somebody.
They're in. They have 2 top 20 victories. At number 9, they're undefeated, but man, did they get lucky. Oklahoma. Oklahoma at home defeated University of Central Florida 31-29, but they had to come back to get this thing done. They got lucky. It didn't look right. Central Florida should be upset because they did not walk away with a victory.
Yeah, but when you kick field goals, you get beat. Yeah. And John Reese Plumlee came back. And again, I think Oklahoma got lucky against Texas, and Texas has their own problems. But my point is, I think they're a paper tiger. I'm with you. I'm fine with them at number 9. I would have been upset if you had them in the top 5.
No. At number 8, well, I told you, if you don't impress me,
you're
going to drop.
This is a power rank, people. It is not the AP.
At number 8, because they were winning so big and then lost their quarterback, Texas. Texas defeated who did
they were playing Houston.
Yeah,
they were up 21-0.
They were on the road at Houston, 21-0. Quinn Ewers, instead of sliding, goes into the guy, hurts his shoulder. He's probably done for a month.
Yeah, second degree AC sprain. I think it's the same thing he had after taking that hit against Bama last year. Now they got a backup who's like Dante Culpepper Jr. He's like 6'6", 250, or Arch Manning. They play BYU this week. They play K-State. I think they go at Iowa State. They could survive it, but their performance against Houston, totally unacceptable. You cannot blow a 21-0 lead against that rat Houston squad.
You know what? I lied. There are 2 new teams. Well, actually, one team that was gone, and they're now back. At number 7, because they have 2 top 15 victories, University of Alabama. Alabama is back. Alabama's defeated Ole Miss, and then they were down, and they handled their business and came back and beat Joe Milton and Tennessee.
Is it wrong that I just don't believe in them? I don't believe in that offense at all. But you know the one thing Milroe can do besides run? He's really good in a pressured pocket. He's top 5 in America. Throwing the ball, like a kid who can't throw somehow gets better with people draped all over him. What?
Yeah.
I was about to say, what does he do well? What are you talking about? But you're right.
He can sure move, man.
Alabama's problem is we compare Alabama to Alabama and all the Heisman winner trophy quarterbacks and all the guys in the pros.
What if zombie Bama is the last man standing in the SEC? We all think Bama's dead. And in the end, it was zombie Bama, the worst Bama team, the most limited offensively, and they beat Georgia like 13-10 in the SEC title game.
Kenny's
not happy.
No.
I need to see Kenny's club without Brock Bowers before I make that type of declaration.
Just escort yourself out, please, sir.
Look, enjoy the game against Florida. I'm warning you. While you're playing them, Mizzou's on a bye week. That's a dicey game.
And that's what I'm worried about. Is them with some rest, no Brock Bowers. It's a concern.
Luther Burden coming to town. All right, go ahead.
At number 6, little quack, baby. Yeah, University of Oregon.
They're really good.
They defeated Washington State 38-24.
Should have been 38-16.
Should have been. But
way to blow the cover late, guys. No, Bo Nix, 78% of his passes, 2,200 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 1 pick. And the loss wasn't on him. That was a 15-round heavyweight fight against UW. I still think Oregon's one of the 5 or 6 best teams in America. Yeah. And they'll have a shot to play their way in.
They will.
Win your games, get to that Pac-12 title game. I think if they get a crack at Washington, they would beat them a second time.
Especially the way Washington is playing right now. At number 5,
Washington.
A little controversial. No. University of Michigan.
Oh, no, don't do this.
No.
All right, let me hear it.
No. They beat Michigan State 49-0. The reason why they're at 5 and not 4.
I haven't blamed anybody.
Right there. The one consistency I've had is if you have a resume, you hold a spot. Washington
That's fair.
has a top 10 victory. They struggled. They still beat Oregon. Can't take that away from them. Washington sitting there at 4.
David, while I know people will be upset, he is doing a power rank, and he has been consistent on merit-based ranking. When your best win is Rutgers, no slander.
No, UNLV.
UNLV's your best win. It is hard to fight the metrics he's using.
I understand all that. I just think Washington should be penalized a little bit for their performance last week.
I still believe if Washington played Michigan, Michigan would beat them.
Right now, I think so.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? That game actually felt like what would happen if Michigan played Washington, because all Arizona State did was just run the ball. And Washington was like, wait, you don't want to pass with us? You don't want to turn this into a 7-0? Nah, we just want to run the ball. They had a hard time stopping them, and it took a pick 6 late in the game to get it done. But once again, David, if you had a top 10 victory, I could flip it.
Dave,
but I got to stay consistent.
Ranked win, if they had played a top 50 team, I have they faced a top 80 defense?
I don't believe so.
Who's it, Rutgers?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Rutgers defense, I think, is actually
79.
No. Actually, I think Rutgers defense is actually pretty good. I want to say they're like 21 or something.
Oh, well, bully for you.
I did some research.
Excellent. How dare you?
At number 3, fresh off of playing BYE, that's a bye week, folks. The University of Georgia. Shout out Kenny Cott.
We got to see what they are in the post-Bowers era, the PBE. I still think they're really talented. But when you lose a player like that, that's a bit of a cheat code. I need to see Carson Beck, no Bowers, use the receivers who are very good. I got to see it. But how could I be offended at 3? I can't.
At number 2, this team rose the highest in this week's poll, the Ohio State. You now have 2 top 10 victories. Wasn't pretty, but it doesn't count. You outscored Penn State 20-12 at home. You got the job done against arguably the top defense in the nation.
Here's what I'll say. It's fair to say their defense has gotten better. How much? I'm hesitant. Notre Dame's offense, not great. Penn State's offense, not great. What I'm interested in is when I look at them versus U of M a month from now, I'm not impressed by Michigan's running game. And if OSU's a little bit better at stopping the run, just a little bit, their secondary looks all right. Their linebacker level looks good. I just wonder, are they going to be more capable? And are they embracing who they are, which is we have to throw the ball. Our running game ranks 94th at 3.7 a carry.
They are, and you saw the frustration in Marvin Harrison.
Maserati.
When basically he kept looking back and saying, hey, you know what? Throw me the ball and I can score.
The
but
problem
when you throw
is McCord still can't get it to him all the time.
And that's the frustration. I mean, and you probably need to tell Harrison, hey, watch your nonverbal cues because the entire world is seeing how pissed you are. And at number 1
actual audio of Harrison to McCord.
At number 1, fresh off of their 3rd ranked victory, Florida State defeats number 16 Duke 38-20. The Seminoles are still at number 1.
I mean, look, Riley Leonard was back. Elko's got a very good defense. They played well. There's something about that team still bugs me.
Yeah. And for those who are saying, well, it's not fair for Michigan, of the top 10 teams, only one team has yet to play a ranked opponent.
How about this? Find me the best team they faced.
Yeah.
Is it Rutgers? Is it UNLV? But
it is.
Think about that statement in a merit-based ranking.
So.
And by the way, if you win your games, you're going to be number one in this thing because you will have beaten Penn State and beaten Ohio State, and you will win the Big Ten because you'll be favored by 40. So just relax.
Against Wisconsin.
The best team they face will be Penn State and Ohio State.
Yeah, but you know what? When you win those games, as you saw with Ohio
and that's
State.
how I feel about JJ with the Heisman. When and if you win those games and he plays well in those games, I will then entertain the conversation.
Right.
I am not going to give JJ credit for stealing a child's wheelchair, a.k.a. beating MSU.
Ohio State jumped from 5 to 2 this week. Why? You got a top 10 victory.
Because you're a Buckeye scumbag.
I am.
All right.
OH.
That is the power rank.